Good. What about this one? A Spikysaurus. Good boy. There you go. What about this one?
A T-Rex.
What's a T-Rex say? Good boy.
Thank you.
Do you know this one?
A raptor.
A raptor.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
And what about this one? A what one?
Beakysaurus.
A Beakysaurus.
Yes.
Good boy. What about this one?
A Beakysaurus.
A Myosaurus.
Yes, a Myosaurus. Thank you.
Good boy. Do you know this one?
It's a T-Rex as well.
A T-Rex as well. There you go. Clever boy. What's your favourite dinosaur, Noel?
T-Rexes.
Our time has come. I will fight to my last breath.
Hi everybody, I'm making this video so that you can see how I acclimate new chinchillas. This is Fightful, he's a male, and males can be really aggressive, especially when they already have, that's Varicella, she's a female. So when introducing a new chinchilla to the cage, I like to give her some protection. This is the new girl. Not sure if you can see her. No, probably can't. Okay, well there's a female chinchilla inside the cage. That's a hamster cage. And I've got it taped up with its own water bottle. You can see, let's see, okay.
The battle begins in
Alright, it's got its own water bottle and there's food inside the cage. And she's completely safe in there.
3,
Hi girl.
1. The future is ours.
And they can sniff each other, and you can see he's really excited to get to her because he's a boy and she's a girl. But just in case they don't like each other initially, they can't hurt each other because she's inside a cage. Inside the cage. Oh, you're so excited, Fightful. You're a good boy. But you've killed before. So. Anyway, don't assume that your chinchillas are going to get along because they don't necessarily. And sometimes they start friendly, and then all of a sudden they'll just like rip fur from one another. So the best way to introduce them is to spend a few days with a setup like this, with a cage inside a cage, and there he goes again, so that they can get used to each other's smells. And she's fine in there. She's got her own food and water, and she's chilling, you know, and she can't get hurt. She has a corner to back into in case he starts to threaten her. And if they really get violent, I'll just plain remove that cage and try again in like a week. But so far they're not being violent or anything, they just sniff each other, getting along. And if they continue to just sniff each other and show mild interest in a few days, I'll release her into the main cage. Yeah. everybody, I'm making this. Hi, this is Erica, and today I'll be talking to you about how to make two chinchillas friends. When you introduce a chinchilla to another chinchilla, its first reaction is going to be territoriality. They own their cages, and putting a new chinchilla inside that cage is going to make it very angry. And whether it's immediately upon introduction, a few hours later, the first night, or just randomly a few days later, they can and will kill one another. They look very cute, hi fuzzy thing, but they can also be very vicious. So, what's going on here? Right here, you see I have a cage. This is a Ferret Nation multi-story cage. It's very large, and there's a male chinchilla who lives in it. Hi Sparkplug. Hi boy. And you can see it's all messed up right now because he's been running around. He's distressed because I stuck this guy in. His name's Bambi. Hi Bambi. He does not look very happy either. And about every 12 hours I'll switch who's in this cage within a cage with who's not. So what you see is that I've got food and water inside the cage so that Bambi and Sparkplug can sniff one another, but these cage wires prevent Sparkplug from mauling Bambi, the new guy. And like I said, switching who's in the cage is very important because if Sparkplug stayed in the main part of the cage, it would take much longer to acclimate him to Bambi than if Bambi was occasionally in the main part of the cage and Sparkplug was in this tiny cage within a cage. And it also gives Bambi a break because if you leave them inside that tiny cage there, if you measure them over time, they lose weight because they don't like it. So I don't like to leave them in this cage for more than a day at a time. I like to take them out and let them in the main one and then switch who's in which cage. That way they lose less weight, they're less stressed out, and they acclimate much faster because what they do is their scent gets on the general cage. And normally this wood chips covers this whole thing, but when he runs around, you can tell where his feet have been because it gets all pushed into the corners. So it's very stressful for them to be acclimated to one another, but after about a week or two, you'll see that they don't mind each other as much, and if they make angry hate sounds, they'll stop doing that over time. That's when it's okay to, after about 2 weeks, to let them sniff one another, but you have to watch them. They're more likely to fight at the nighttime because they're more active then, so like at dusk and dawn are the most active time periods, and around 11 p.m. they're still very active. So when you do finally release one into the cage with the other, it should be around 11 a.m. That way they have a lot of daytime to get to know one another when they're the least active and the least likely to fight. So, that's cage within a cage acclimation method. These chinchillas are being acclimated for Angel. And hopefully after about 2 weeks of this, spending time off and on, you in there, then you in there, then you in there, after about 2 weeks, they'll become friends. But, you know, it depends on the pair of chinchillas. Don't just randomly decide that, oh, it's 2 weeks, they should get along, so I'm going to force them to, and put them in the same cage, because they will rip chunks out of one another. Oh, cute, but delicious. Okay, so, introduce them when they're friends and not before. Okay, that's my video on acclimation. If you have any questions, just ask me. I'll try to help you. And here we have them just having been switched. I stuck Sparkplug in this little cage, and Bambi's now in the big cage. So it helps to do that I'd say every day or twice a day, so that you can see he's a little distressed because he just got put in the small cage, but he'll be fine. He's sniffing it. He'll be fine because the mesh is there so they can't hurt one another because the cage within a cage method. I know you're unhappy, but you'll be fine. Yeah, so have a heavy bowl for this because a lighter bowl they'll just throw around. Yes, you will. And it helps to have bedding on the bottom of this. I don't right now, but it does help. Okay, bye chinchies.
killing spree. We should enlist the aid of these mercenaries.
That's it. We got
We
this.
should enlist the aid of these mercenaries. Enemy slain.
Yeehaw! Nice
Double
work,
kill.
kid.
Raiding.
I'm making this video so that you can see how I acclimate new chinchillas. This is Fightful, he's a male, and male
I see. Be warned, allies. I move to new ground. It is destined. It is destined. I shall crush all who hold dear to angels. Friend. Such daring! A bold strike, mortals. It seems we need time. Admirable. There can be no doubt. Let us capture this mercenary camp. We fight against There can be no doubt.
Keep up the
Let us
fight.
capture this mercenary camp. It is destined. There can be no doubt. Be wary. Our eternal battle Artanis of hell destroy our forts! The wickedness of hell dwindles before me. Have no fear. I will return to face the demon. I serve. Your spirit is strong, mortal. Disappointment. Double kill.